Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? All right, there we go. I had my Bluetooth hooked up. All right, there we go. I had my Bluetooth hooked up. All right, so we're back. So what is going on tonight, fellas and gals in the chat? C. Middlebrook in the house, what's up? Bong Tokes, what's happening? We're gonna run down this this game tomorrow night. Nathan, what's happening, man? Sorry about that. I had my AirPods were hooked up to my Bluetooth, and they were actually in my basement. I was just working out, so yeah, I'm just doing my research for tomorrow. So I figured I'll just do it all together. Why not? It's gonna be kind of weird when people watch this tomorrow. They're gonna be like watching me just talk on air and swipe off. So yeah, Andre Johnson tomorrow. So that will be the Hall of Fame game. Dwight Freeney, Randy Gradishar, which is kind of crazy. He actually is from kind of where I'm from. So crazy small school. Devin Hester, that's going to be a big name. Steve McMichael, Julius Peppers, Patrick Willis, great linebacker. But yeah, so let's look into some baseball. Let's talk some football. If you guys have anything you want to run up, just drop it down. I'm trying to find this. Houston and Chicago tomorrow. All right. So I do want to talk about this briefly. They don't have any, I guess, I'm not really a big bettor in the preseason. If there's some angles, if I can shoot, I will pass them along, but we're not going to do preseason NFL game videos. I'm not going to go all crazy for that. Might just do some, incorporate it into some daily NFL talk. But welcome into the chat, guys. If you guys can smash that like button, it'd be much appreciated. But let's get into this Hall of Fame game tomorrow a little bit. So crazy what they did. Some of the improvements with the that stadium in Canton. They really built that up. It's kind of a short drive from where I'm at. So I do try to get down there every once in a while. But the Hall of Fame game is awesome just for that purpose. But 8 o'clock tomorrow. We got a low total, 32.5, and from my vantage point, everybody's kind of sitting on the Bears. Okay, so we will actually probably make a pick in this game. C. Middlebrook, I'll get to that in a second. I just want to preview this Hall of Fame game real quick. Stay tuned. So yeah, so I guess the Texans not going to play C.J. Stroud, obviously. So you're going to want to look into the potential that Caleb Williams plays. And I think for both of these teams, it might be a little different look. I think D'Amico Ryans, by all accounts, very, serious, I guess, what you would talk about. I just don't think they're going to shy away from the chance at getting quality reps in this game. So you can look at the Texans. I believe Davis Mills will be the quarterback tomorrow. And for the Bears, I think from what I'm reading, Tyson Badgett will be the player. So this is something where you're going to get a combo, I think, if Williams plays with, Rome Odunze as well as Tyson Badgett. So I think that it's going to be a lower scoring game, obviously. Yeah, long neck Mills. But yeah, so if I did have to talk about this, we're probably going to go with the Bears. Probably Bears money line would be my lean, and I just really don't know how much scoring we're going to get. It's going to be kind of a sloppy game. I think that's a continuous clock. I might be wrong, but if that's the case, I just definitely always lean towards the unders in these preseason games. So nothing really to report on that, but I did want to kind of talk about what we have going on with the Hall of Fame game. So, but welcome in, guys. If you can, smash that like button, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Okay, so this is. Hold on a sec. Why is this? All right, there we go. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, I don't know, Middlebrook. I don't know how much he'll play. Probably maybe one series is what I'm guessing. So I think they're going to try to just get him out there on national television, get his feet wet. Live reps at practice isn't the same when you know they're broadcasting on national television. And from all accounts, I definitely think that that's the main concern is just getting that, I guess, kind of breaking the ice with him. Hasn't had the best camp from what I've been hearing too, so that'll be interesting. But I think the Bears definitely made a mistake. That's not the direction I would have went if I was drafting. I don't think a quarterback kind of saves him. I'm not a big fan of him. Anyways, so boy, I can't believe I didn't do that. I was gonna bet the Athletics live or before this first pitch and kind of missed the boat on that. So plus 165. I was gonna chase that. Damn. Yeah, DJ Moore, crazy. I mean, they're definitely going to have the skill positions. I'm just not a big Williams guy, and I think they lack a lot in terms of the positions of need that kind of get you where you need to go. So, but I want to touch upon Middlebrook. So NFL bets, yeah. So the way I'm going to do it is I'm trying to get connected with another channel sponsor. I've been trying to get in touch. We've been back and forth and kind of playing phone tag, but I will have the some more props for NFL. Definitely props. It's kind of my bread and butter is NFL. So it's going to be a lot of content. It's going to be kind of a trial and error. I just started this channel for the Super Bowl was literally the first day. I did it kind of as a joke. My friends kind of dared me into doing it. And thanks to you guys, we're all kind of taken off. So I'm going to run with it and keep it going. But I am going to think about doing something for down the line of a new way to incorporate some premium content for you guys as well. Remember, we're going to do some merchandise as well. Thinking about doing, I don't want to charge for picks. I told you guys that from day one. I'm not going to charge for picks, but we are going to do some kind of premium feature. I think with NFL, it's just, I have to do it. It's kind of, I don't want to say what I'm known for, but definitely fire a lot more on NFL games. So kind of what we're going to be doing. But bets I do, like I said, a lot of props. I'm real heavy. I have some huge fantasy football leagues that I get into. Kind of going to showcase that as well. I was trying to talk with them because I want to get involved within, but they just, for some reason, because I haven't talked fantasy yet for them or a lot on the channel because I haven't done NFL. They're not, going to back me, so I'm not going to push them if they're not going to help me out. So I'm going to continue to email them and try to get hooked up, but I'll have those drafts probably in a couple weeks. So I'll probably do some kind of mock draft where I can show you guys kind of where my head's at. Fantasies, I don't want to say a big chunk of my time, but it's something where I definitely take some pride in it. So we will talk about that a little bit later on. The bets for NFL, like I said, a lot of props, a lot of futures, a lot of over-unders, win totals. Okay. But, I play a good amount of teasers. I love NFL teasers. I go after it, sometimes money line parlays. I don't really get crazy. I know some people do, touchdown scorer parlays. I'm not going to go all crazy on you guys and and make lottery tickets. But I know a lot of people will want that, so we'll see what happens. But just kind of my thoughts out the gate. But yeah, just more traditional spreads, first quarters, halftime moves, stuff like that, totals. I'm a big under player in NFL, just full disclosure. So get ready to play some unders. And I wanted to start a new channel actually because I got the idea off of somebody when I was driving. But I want to do like live kind of commentary during the games and just kind of have some fun with it. Um, and that will kind of mutually be good because I also, one of my best kind of forms of betting is live betting during when I like if I pick, so for example, I have kind of a strategy within games that are super windy, left to right wind more so than you know crosswinds more so than end zone to end zone where we take some serious under moves and bet them early, and then we just keep betting them until the line becomes basically where I think it should be, and that's kind of how I view it. So and shout out to you guys if you guys took the picks today with the MLB card. Really successful day betting that. We had Arizona up 3 runs in the top of the ninth, and they gave up 1 run in that top half, or else we would have a really good day. That was a plus 190, minus 2.5 bet. I mean half unit, so I'm not too concerned. But we did cash the Atlanta run line. I bet you a lot of people ended up playing the Arizona run line. They probably didn't take the minus 2.5. I just know that a lot of people did that. And Boston, Seattle under, love that play. And the Dodgers cashed the over here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. So very, very good day, strong day on the MLB card. That was a lot of units. So did a multiple there with the Dodgers over as my best bet. But kind of crazy. The MLB views kind of fluctuate. So today was like a weird day. Didn't get a lot of views on that video. So if you guys want to do me a solid, I'm on X, so the handle is in the bottom. It should be in the description, but when I live stream or when I do my studio recordings, it is in the bottom left. So if you guys want to follow me on X, and be sure to, if you can, share the channel out, share the love. So want to get those views up. I should really, I don't really know how to crack that YouTube algorithm, but there's a lot of people get way better views, and I'm trying to engage in some contests with some other YouTubers where we might do a little challenge. So I'm messaging some people behind the scenes. We'll see what happens. But yeah, we didn't go four for four. We lost to Tampa first 5 under. I had that 4.5 on the first 5, and that got absolutely shattered. So that was the early game. I don't really like betting early starts. I think it was like a 12:30 start. So kind of weird. I just don't like betting them, but I did like the angle with the pitcher that the Tampa Bay threw out there, but they lost to the Marlins 6-2. So kind of where we're at with all that. But other than that, we really cleaned up later on in the card. So I might get on this Athletics live. They didn't score in the first, but man, they are absolutely hot hitting the ball. And a couple of their young guns. I think they have the hottest hitter in baseball right now. I don't know his name. Young player, a lot of speed, very athletic. And the Astros just took the lead as well. So unfortunately, I needed the damn Dodgers. Actually, I might have that bet still live. I got to check. But let me hit some comments. Preseason games versus regular games, no real difference. I just don't bet as much. So we're going to be betting, I just think it's I think it's a continuous clock. I'm not certain on that, but EOTWN. I think you're new to the channel. Make sure you subscribe. But like I said, I don't really go balls to the wall in that regard, especially week 1. I think, quite frankly, if you'd bet every under week 1, you probably would clean up as a system play. it's just tough because you don't really know who's playing, and then sometimes late in the games, the defenses, I mean, they're just like on roller skates. So, yeah, Jason, that was my best bet of the day. I did multiple units, kind of really cleaned up on that one. I just don't understand. I'm not a big Dylan Cease guy. I know he's kind of dealing right now, 3 hits through 4, but um, Dodgers are really killing themselves with some errors. But um, yeah, that was my best bet because I knew that I could count on the Padres on the back end. So yeah, Bong Tokes. I like the total more so than a side in that game. Padres was the side to be on. A lot of times too, when you get the Dodgers, you see them on the board, and they have really low odds. Like so, say if they're like -110 on the road, just kind of like a weird number. I just it's weird. That usually means that one side's really heavily bet. A lot of the big bets were on the Padres too, in terms of the betting splits. So that's why I stayed away from the side mostly. But yeah, so I'm excited for NFL for sure. Let me know in the comments. I got an idea. I'm thinking about doing like a yearly channel membership instead of like charging anything, but I want to do like more of a premium access thing where, there's going to be like a VIP chat only on the Discord. So just direct access. I get DMs from everybody, but if you are one of those members, that would be some more exclusive access. Maybe some members only live streams I'll schedule once a week, kind of go over some things. And then I was going to give away, that would include one of these fresh new era bills, maybe even get, potentially some t-shirts or hoodies, something like that, some golf clothes. Just thinking about that, and that would be what would be, included with that full year membership. But let me know what you think about that. Instead of just like charging for a hat, you know what I mean? Because that's kind of weird. But yeah, so it's starting tomorrow. That's when it all kicks off. Actually, going out to Vegas in October, and I was kind of stupid. I booked the stay, and the Raiders are at home, so my flight Sunday is just like ludicrous prices because they're playing they're playing the Steelers, and Steelers travel basically every game on the road, but I'll be flying probably out of Pittsburgh, so it's kind of shot myself in the foot with that. So the tickets coming home are kind of ludicrous, but I usually go to Vegas once a year. Staying at the Bellagio, kind of excited about that. A little anniversary trip with the missus, so looking forward to that October trip. But yeah, so I do want to talk some NFL while I guys got you, while we got you guys here. But like I said, the Hall of Fame game, we would be on leaning towards the Bears and the under if you wanted to pick side and total. And then week 1, September 4th, that's when it kicks off. So we have some big games, big games. Just got to run through this list, kind of get my feet wet with the NFL. Ravens, Chiefs, that's a big one. Packers, Eagles, Cowboys, Browns. We can talk even more. Some of the big games. I think one that's going to go kind of quietly under the radar. You got Jaguars, Dolphins. That's a big one. And then Rams, Lions rematch. That will be the Sunday night game. And then Monday night is the big one. That is Jets, 49ers. Kind of fading the Aaron Rodgers train this year. I watched some training camp videos, and I'm not a big fan of his mobility right now. I think throwing, even with a guy of his skill set, that's going to be a little bit, I think, if you guys are in any fantasy leagues, I highly suggest fading Aaron Rodgers. Not just from a chance of re-injury, but I think even with Garrett Wilson, Corey Davis, I believe, still there. I think they acquired one other receiver. They have the skill sets, but I just don't know how Aaron Rodgers is going to be Aaron Rodgers with the way that I've seen him look on some tape in the preseason, and it's going to be tough playing in New York. That's another thing. So it's a little different than Green Bay when you're basically the mayor of the city. So um, they're going to expect a lot out of him, especially last year where with that defense, look out. But nonetheless, it's going to be tough. And yeah, well, Eli kind of had the personality to kind of make it work. And quite frankly, I think Jets fans are a little bit more ruthless than Giants fans. So kind of where I'm at with that. Um, high on the Lions. High on the Lions. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown, that will be one of the best fantasy picks you can make. Definitely a top 10. I think he arguably is going to be in that kind of 4 or 5 range, I think, is where you're going to find some good money in a PPR league for sure. Had some have some there's some love coming out with Washington if they can kind of mobilize um, I think that I want to pull this up real quick. We have Jaden Daniels, obviously Heisman campaign in the week year one as an NFL player. That's a huge transition. But I tell you what, I was watching some tape, some preseason stuff on him. It's going to be interesting because Jaden Daniels he's bulked up a lot, and that's a team that I think might be a closet over for the win totals. So kind of where I'm at with that. Very bullish. Actually, I was talking with somebody today. Very bullish on the Raiders, not from a team standpoint, but a fantasy standpoint. I think the guy from Georgia, they're going to run some dual tight end stuff. It's going to be interesting to watch. Brock Bowers probably split him out wide a little bit, but him and Michael Mayer from Notre Dame in a package is just absolutely going to be insane, especially if Gardner Minshew gets the helm. JMO. Okay, forgive me, Middlebrook. Who are you referring to with Jameson Williams? Who are you referring to? But bullish on the Chargers. I think Herbert is kind of being sold too early. What Harbaugh is going to be do to that team, I think, is going to be possibly maybe one of the best coaching jobs. You got to remember what they had with Staley. Oh my gosh, don't want to talk bad about anybody, but I know personally from betting, I think there's probably 5-6 games that I remember that they just lost with his bonehead coaching decisions with the game on the line. Most notably, I think it was when they missed the playoffs when all they had to do was tie. That was one of the most egregious betting decisions where I think that if both teams tied, I think it was them and the Raiders actually, they play each other week 1, but all they had to do was tie, and both teams would have made the playoffs, and they just completely just ruined bets and playoff dreams. Yeah, Jameson Williams. Yeah, we'll see what he can do. He's always hurt, though. Vikings, be interesting what happens with that. I can't believe what they did from quarterback standpoint. Getting the ball to it's not going to be hard to. I don't think those numbers are gonna hurt, but Justin Jefferson, I mean, golly. But in that regard, you have to understand something. J.J. McCarthy, he's a system player. I think that you know, I could see him having a big year, but how much he can actually stretch the field with that, J.J. McCarthy as quarterback, it's going to be interesting. Definitely a downgrade over Cousins, but and having a rookie, that's going to be interesting. So we'll see who actually suits up and plays. But that roster is still dirty. Jordan Addison, big year coming, go alongside it maybe, and who knows? They might have Sam Darnold even start out the year. So, but that's kind of how I feel about that. Panthers fading them as well. That's just a dumpster fire. I don't know what they're doing from a front office standpoint. I think the Saints will be a little scrappy in that division. They'll definitely contend. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to have a big year. Tua got paid. I don't really see why, but it's the market, and they'd have the weapons. So the big question with them is, can they beat the Chiefs and can they make it back to the postseason? And we all know how that works. It's playing in Miami versus playing in Arrowhead. Definitely goes to lend towards the Chiefs. So as much as you got to have that quarterback, you still got to get through Mahomes. Colts definitely going to not hate Anthony Richardson back. He was kind of my steal fantasy football draft pick I had. He was dominating, and then he got hurt. So, the way that he plays, very physical, very much a mobile quarterback. That's going to be interesting to see play out. Personally, I don't think that he's in the best position, in that division. I think the Texans are going to be absolutely nasty with the addition of Stefon Diggs, especially year 2 for DeMeco Ryans. That's going to be very, very hard. Maybe a little sophomore slump for Stroud. I think that's kind of where I think a lot of people might be. He bulked up a little bit. I think he's going to be smarter, real cerebral, kind of catches you off guard how much he actually has that high IQ for that position. So, I'm not fading the Texans, but I think that the love that they're getting might be a little bit too much out the gate. So we'll see how they come back. Paul, the Bengals, I have a futures bet with the Bengals. Outside of being the AFC North, I love the Bengals in terms of Joe Burrow having a bounce back year. They're in a really good position. They took care of positions of need. The big thing with him was since he's come into the league, he's been the most sacked quarterback, and he's still had extreme success. Week 1, that spread -9.5 for the Bengals against the Patriots. That's definitely something where I'm all over the Bengals week 1. I just really don't know how the Patriots are going to score. I don't think Gerard Mayo was the best coaching decision that Robert Kraft and the organization made in New England. So kind of where I stand with that. So I'm definitely still going to be on the fade train with the Patriots until they actually show some life. I just don't think anybody realizes how bad that actually was and how toxic that organization was after they lost Tom Brady. Mac Jones, one of the biggest. I was a big Mac Jones believer personally. Kind of sucks for him seeing where he ended up, but now he's in the backup role. But I think it was just a bad fit, and hopefully his career has some legs moving forward. We talked a little bit about the Bears. Definitely fading C.J. Williams. Not a big fan of his. I think that the Titans are going to be a little scrappy. I think that I don't know his name, actually. Let me pull him up. You got to forgive me. I'm kind of easing my way back in, but you can look with the Titans. I think the loss of Mike Vrabel, it's a whole different team. But Will Levis, that's kind of where we're at, minus Derrick Henry. Will Levis is a little sneaky fantasy football quarterback. Sneaky pick, not an early draft, but sneaky. Yeah, Giants are going to be absolute ass. I'm just being honest. The Bills, that's always going to be the problem there. New OC. Josh Allen's phenomenal. Turns over the ball in the end zone, red zone. Losing Stephon Diggs, that's going to be a big hurdle. I think they're on defense. I think they're a little bit crippled in terms of money management. So with that salary cap hits that they've had, I know that they had a lot more money to spend minus Diggs, but I'm going to be taking a wait and see approach with the Bills. A lot of love based on their past success, but I really want to tell you guys, I don't think the loss of Stephon Diggs is going to be that catastrophic. Um, just being honest. So Cardinals, Kyler Murray's back in the fold. They're adding, uh, adding Harrison at wide receiver. That's going to be interesting. Definitely loving that. I think he's going to have a huge fantasy year. I don't think there's really going to be any issue with him transitioning to the NFL whatsoever. And then let's just hit a couple other teams. We have about 8 left. I'm going to run down. Falcons. Falcons are a sneaky pick. I think that the Kirk Cousins thing, drafting quarterback from Northwestern, that caught me off guard a little bit, but Falcons definitely high on them. I think they have one of the best rosters in the NFL. Now with the adding of Kirk Cousins, they're definitely going to be a dangerous team. Probably the front runner, in my opinion, for the NFC South. Steelers, I think what's going to happen there is I think you're going to see Justin Fields kind of have similar to what he did in college. I think that he's going to be utilized in a way where in college, didn't really get the right role and fit in Georgia, and then he went to Ohio State and just balled out. So I think that's similar to what we're going to see in Pittsburgh. I think that he's going to have extreme success. They're going to utilize him in packages. I'm hearing that they, are possibly going to use him as a Z, as a running back. A lot of different packages with him and Russell. He's not a backup quarterback, so sneaky little fantasy pick there is taking Justin Fields. Possibly in like even a Taysom Hill kind of role. Kind of all about that. Not early, but it's definitely in the mix. Okay. Browns, high on them. I think Deshaun Watson's going to have a great year. Love what they did. I think that they should not play Nick Chubb until at least week 8. That's just where I'm at. I think that the AFC North is going to be tough, but they have the roster. They have, from my belief, they have a great coach. Maybe not the best play caller, but they have a great coach. So I think their defense will get it done. Very, very contrasting road versus home defensive statistics. They were like the best defense at home, the worst defense on the road. So that's kind of where we're at with the Browns. They got exposed against Houston. I don't think that'll happen again. The aggressive play calling on defense, that's an issue with, can't think of it. I'm like drawing blank. I didn't even drink tonight, but Jim Schwartz. He coaches how he coaches, so that's always going to be either really good or really bad. So yeah, but Middlebrook, I'm a Cleveland fan, and I gotta tell you exactly what I told other people. The market is the market, and I know he stole money technically, but looking back, that contract was a steal, because if they didn't pay him, they were paying Baker Mayfield, and Baker Mayfield wasn't going to win a Super Bowl. So kind of where I'm at and all that. So hopefully Watson has a bounce back year. I know, all jokes aside, the massages, all that good stuff. Just, hoping for the turning of the page, I guess, with that story. Let's get off that and focus on winning football games. But I think Browns are going to win 10 games. I think that's pretty much in the cards. They have a really tough schedule, though. Really, really tough schedule when I was looking at the home games. Probably one of the hardest stretches. I think them and the Steelers have really, really tough schedules. Cowboys, fade the Cowboys, man. Just not about them this year. I think they're going to be absolutely garbage. Got to stay away from CeeDee Lamb too in fantasy. So hopefully, when my pick comes up, I'm not, even considering that. And then, the most overrated quarterback that got paid just some buku dollars is Jordan Love. I don't see it, plain and simple. So I think that's going to be kind of a dumpster fire in Green Bay. I think that, they're young. Matt LaFleur, great coach, but we'll see what he can actually do when this sophomore kind of season for Jordan Love comes to fruition. But not big on Green Bay. That's one of my actually favorite bets of week one is that Thursday game or Friday game actually against the Eagles. Eagles are way too low. I think Eagles at home in that game in that spot. It's actually in Brazil, so I think the Eagles played in that game before. I think as long as well, from a fantasy standpoint, obviously, I think that Jalen Hurts is just definitely in a league of his own. The tush push, a lot of rushing touchdowns, a lot of points. Really high on the Eagles this year with the addition of Saquon Barkley. I think the Kelsey loss is going to be really impactful personally, more than people are leading on. I mean, that's almost more important than your quarterback is losing your center. So we'll see how he's replaced, but kind of bullish on the Eagles bounce back year. Kind of really underwhelming last year. And then the Thursday game, probably the highlight for everybody is going to be Ravens and Chiefs. Chiefs are 3-point favorites at home. Watch out for that wide receiver core. I saw a funny meme the other day. It was like the only way to stop the Chiefs offense. How are you going to stop these guys? And then in the meme, it was like the police don't get arrested. So that's kind of it's funny, but it's not funny. But the Chiefs are going to be absolutely scary on offense this year. I think that Xavier Worthy added into the fold is going to be absolutely nasty. Just improving, getting better at the position, and they're really good at drafting those guys. And I know they haven't been able to replace Tyreek Hill, but drafting Xavier Worthy from all accounts is going to be outright kind of damn close to it. You can see also Rasheed Rice. He's going to have a huge year. Marquise Brown dropped a ton of touchdown passes last year. Look for him to bounce back. And then they still have Tony, Justin Watson, Sky Moore. I mean, the list goes on. They just have depth at every position. Mecole Hardman, Xavier Worthy, like I said, he's going to be a starter. But that trio, Rasheed Rice, Marquise Brown, Xavier Worthy, is going to be absolutely nasty, coupled with Travis Kelce. So also look for Pacheco to have a great year. Mahomes, they restructured him a little bit, so bolstered that offensive line. And, it's hard to repeat, but it's also hard to turn down Chiefs Super Bowl money. I think the biggest threat to them is as long as they stay healthy and they survive the AFC North, that physicality. Look for the Bengals to be in the fold, in my opinion. So that about wraps it up. That's the full breakdown of each NFL team. I had a little question here. If you had a second overall pick in a 2-quarterback league, who are you taking? That depends. It depends on PPR or not. Depends on quarterbacks if they're getting 6 points a passing touchdown. And, obviously at the second overall pick, depends who they take first. So, McCaffrey is definitely going to be the number one pick in every league whatsoever. He didn't get hurt last year, which is kind of interesting. If he gets hurt, he's kind of, I always kind of play that way with fantasy. If you were healthy one year, I'm betting on you to get hurt the next year. Kind of how I do it. So, but so I think Jalen Hurts wouldn't be a bad move at 2. But it just depends. I don't know if 10-man league, 12-man league. Depends who goes 1. If you can take McCaffrey at 2, I wouldn't even worry about a quarterback. You definitely could. I'm more of a fan of taking quarterbacks later. The Ravens are going to be interesting. Adding Derrick Henry. how much of a role he's going to have. They always play multiple running backs, just kind of a system fit, but they're going to be absolutely atrocious to stop. I think, really strong defense. The way they lost to the Chiefs too, that's kind of gives them a chip on their shoulder. I think they're going to be really hot out the gate, so look for the Ravens to really get off to a hot start. Ravens, Browns, definitely circling that one on my schedule. I'm going to be watching that one. So, but yeah, I stay away from Lamar in fantasy, just being honest. But kind of where I'm at. So I think I'm going to wrap this one up. We were going live for a long time. Appreciate you guys watching. If you did not subscribe, make sure you guys all do so. We will have a video, but I'm going to post it on the road tomorrow. I got to early start the work, so it will be mobile. So make sure you turn on that notification bell so when I do drop the video, you don't miss it. Congrats to whoever tailed the picks tonight. We did really well in terms of cashing. Could have been a lot better if Arizona didn't give up that garbage run in the ninth. They almost lost the damn game, actually, because they had bases loaded with 1 out, I believe, to the Nationals. So where I'm at on that. Yankees to win a World Series. I'll get that one in. I'll cover that one before you guys leave. I don't know, man. I think the Orioles are going to be nasty second half. They're really catching fire. Those young kids are just going to get better and better. And then it gets colder. I just don't know if the Yankees have the starting pitching to get through. Rodon's been good in a few of his last starts, but in that regard, I'm kind of just not really loving the Yankees train. So home field's definitely going to help them. I think that they have a lot of home games in the month of August. So, if you can find it, maybe look for them to possibly even have a really strong second half. But I think this year, World Series is wide open. There's probably 8 to 10 teams that could win. So look for some value. I think the Indians are going to be really strong. I wish they could have got, I can't believe they didn't sign Trevor Bauer personally for as bad. And, with McKenzie and, gosh, my names are just horrible right now. Logan Allen and McKenzie and AAA, that kind of stinks. But why didn't they sign Trevor Bauer? If they had Bieber and Bauer, and you couple that with, Tanner Beebe and even their young pitcher, that that strong rookie, they definitely have a shot because they're definitely a hard out. Nobody wants to play. Nobody wants to play them, in my opinion, with a playoff series, short series. But, Joey Cantillo, Carlos Carrasco, Ben Lively, those guys aren't going to get it done. So, having them getting through the season with Tanner Beebe and Gavin Williams, we'll see what happens. But we'll see. I wish they would have made a splash and probably got for probably got a, if they could have went after Flaherty from the Tigers. I actually don't know. Is Bieber going to come back this year? Yeah, he missed the rest of the season, so he's done for the year. Nathan, I haven't looked at baseball yet. We've been talking football, but I will pull it up for you guys. Just trying to sign off, but we have a real small slate in baseball tomorrow, so that's kind of good for me because I won't get to do a full breakdown. Do the White Sox even play tomorrow? They don't play tomorrow. They play on Friday. Davis Martin, Joe Ryan. So That's where I'm at. We'll talk about that Friday. The White Sox are off tomorrow, but yeah, 27-84 for them. They are kind of a dumpster fire themselves. So appreciate you guys. Like I said, subscribe. Miss out with what we do on the Discord. A great community we're building there. Um, and we'll see y'all tomorrow in the morning, bright and early. I'll do a little rundown. We have 5 games tomorrow, shorter slate. So appreciate you all. Thanks for watching. See you.